Welcome back to my little videos. It's now Halloween time and today we're going to do a little Day of the Dead look. Hopefully it's not going to be anything too hard. I have a nice little fresh paint palette. If yours is a little bit messed up from over the summer holidays, just give them a wipe with like a wet paper towel or anything like that, and then you should get your little fresh colours again. So today I'm using similar brushes to what you have. So it's just like a little square one. I've got a little fine one if you've got one at home. If you haven't, that's fine because you can pinch this one nice and thin anyway. And a sponge if you've got any little white sponges. If not, you can still use the brush because you get two in your pack, remember. Your water and your paints. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off by doing this circle around the eyes, and what we're going to do is we're going to make them black. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip your brush in the water. I'm going to dip it into the black and make that nice little black paste, like you remember. And you have to really work your brush in, and remember not to make it too wet, otherwise it just starts running down your face and that's not what you want. So making sure all my brush is coated and twisting in. Once we've got a nice paste, I'm going to take the brush, I'm going to go over the eyebrow and start drawing a nice big circle. I'm starting with a nice little semicircle on the top. So you want to try and cover them brows. Oh wow, what a look. And then I'm going to coat the brush again. I'm going to continue the paint down and underneath the eye. Sorry, that is such a good circle if I do say so myself. So I'm going to take a tiny bit more water, mix up a paste again in the black, and then same on this side. I'm going to take the brush and I'm using it flat against the skin, and then again gonna fix it a little bit here. And here's the hard part, this bit like doing wing liner where like they just don't match, but you know what, it's fine. Halloween, if it doesn't match, it looks a little bit scarier, doesn't it? So bringing it down underneath, and you want to make sure your circle is quite big. You want to make like a big dark circle eyes, like you haven't slept in months. And then what we're going to do is just start filling that in with the big brush all the way around. Oh, I'm just going to add a little bit more water. Oh, oops, a bit too much water. And coat up both sides of the brush. And start filling that in. Remember, I know I've said it a million times, but I am going to say it again. Please do not get the paint in your eye. And just go as close to your eye as you feel comfortable doing so. And then I'm just going to go over the lid. And what I might do is, because that's a little bit greyish and patchy, I might go over that again in a minute once it's dry. I'm just going to fix the outer edge of the circle. And that's done. Now, coating both sides of the brush. And keep filling that in. And the reason I'm doing the black first is because we're going to do the whole face white. So I didn't want this to mix with the white. And then we can just clean up any of the edges with the white then. And go right over them eyebrows. And onto the lid. To be honest, I think just these circles on their own would be a Halloween look. Looks pretty creepy to me. Right, and then just gonna keep patting over. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave that there for now, because I don't want to keep adding it and create more patchiness. So I'm going to leave them, and I might even go over them with a sponge in a little bit. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a sponge, just any sponge, because I have like any throwaway sponge, or just take the brush. It just might take a little bit longer if you've only got a brush, but that's fine. So I'm going to get the brush, I'm going to, ooh, risking it, I've got a little thing of water, yeah, I'm going to put it in the water and then squeeze out any excess. Oh, I've spilt my water. I knew that was going to happen. And then I'm going to go into my nice white paint up here in the corner. And I'm going to rub. Okay, so I've just done a little test run. I'm actually going to use a smaller sponge like this. A little square head. I'm going to dip it in the water. I'm not going to squeeze it out. I'm going to rub that into the white. Properly coating it. And we're going to dab it on. And you're not going to be like ghostly white, but you're going to look like you've just not seen the sun in a while. That's what it's going to be. And we're just going to keep dabbing. If you've got a spot, that's fine. Adds to the look. We'll go over it with black paint. But I'm just going to keep swirling it in. And dabbing it on the face. And we need to be extra patient with this because white is the hardest colour to get as bright as possible. So I'm going to keep swirling it in and doing. Try not to go too close to your black eyes because we're going to do little coloured patterns around them. How's yours going? And we're just lightly patting over until we're happy with how light we're looking. The sound of the sponge makes me laugh. So, oh yes, we're getting there. We are getting there. It's because I've got too white, isn't it? Well, you've only got little faces, so it's not actually the same, really. I've just got to... Oh, too much water. Right. So now that I've got a lovely white beard, I'm going to do the forehead and then I'll be right back because you get the picture. We're just going to keep building up all around the face, all around the nose, on the forehead, and then we can get to the colourful and pattern parts. Fabulous. See you in 3, 2, 1 with a white face. Cool, so now we're looking nice and pasty. What I'm going to do is, oh wait, what colour do I want to go for? I think I'm going to go for the green. So I think we're going to go for this nice sparkly green because I don't think we used that last time, did we? And then I'm going to take the little fine brush. Obviously you can always use the big one and wash it and just reuse that one, but I'm just going to use this little smaller one. And I'm going to take a little bit of water and mix it in with the green and make a little paste. And I'm just going to do little dots. Well, I say little dots. I'm going to do big round bead like circles all the way around the dark circle on our eye. And to be honest, you can choose whatever colour you want in the palette. You could even do different colours and multicolours around the eye. You just run with it and make it your own, because this is how you're going to make them look a little bit different. And the reason I haven't put the white all the way around is because I didn't want it to mix with the bright colours. And I'm keeping these quite spread apart because I'm going to do small blue ones in the middle. So again, just want to keep... Do you know what, this green is actually so pretty. I do suggest maybe doing the green because it's lovely. I'm going to add a little bit more water to keep it like a paste. And then mix it nice and metallic then. and just do little circles all the way around. And if you're worried about your base looking a little bit patchy with the white, that's fine, because we're going to be going over most of it with little patterns anyway. With the baby hairs. Doing nice little circular motions, like so. Just keep going round. Can't wait to see what you all do with this. And if you mess up, don't worry, just make it a bigger circle. Nobody's gonna know. How annoying is that? And don't make the ones on the middle too big, because otherwise they're gonna clash with this side. So I'm just gonna make them a tiny bit smaller. Like so. Then I'm gonna wash my brush off. And I'm going to go in with this dark blue. Oh, actually, yeah, I am. I'm going to go in with dark blue. No, I'm not. I'm absolutely lying. I'm going to go in with this nice pinky purple shimmer colour, because I want to keep them all shimmery so that they all match. And then I'm just going to do smaller circles in between the big green ones, just to add a little bit of colour and brightness. And again, you want to make sure you're keeping it in a nice paste consistency so that the colours don't all run into each other. If you don't have a small thin brush, you can always just use the end, keeping it as a paste. Little small circles. Like so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this eye off camera, give everyone a chance to create what they want, and I'll be right back. Right, so I've done this eye off camera and I've wiped all the white paint off my lips. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet the brush in the water, and then I'm going to make another black paste. And you want to make sure this is more of a paste than it is water, otherwise all your white paint will run. So I'm going to coat both sides. I'm making sure my brush is extra thin at the top, and I'm going to do a smile. So you want to start from the outer corner of each under your mouth and do a nice little smile upwards towards your cheekbone, or you can go straight, it depends on where you want to look. So then I'm going to do the same on this side, coat both sides of the brush, make sure it's extra thin, and then so you don't want to use it that way, you want to use it this way, and you want to take it all the way up. A nice little, I'm going to go up like a smile, and I'm going to go thicker on this side because I messed up that side. And then I'm going to go onto the lips a little bit, but not all the way, because we want to keep our lips quite bright and natural. See? And then I'm going to wet the brush again, make a paste in the black, and using the brush as thin as possible. Can you see how thin I've got that? Like, and literally run it down the centre. I'm just going to do little teeth. You can do as many or as little as you want, but you want to make them get smaller the further out you get. So I'm just coating my brush each time to make sure it's nice and thin. Like that. Right, coating the brush again. I'm not going to look in the camera because that's how I messed up the last time. And down. Coat the brush. And down. down. And that is simple as that. Now we're going to do the big headpiece part there. So this is like a bit like when we did like Spidey. We're going to do the web. So coat both sides of the brush. We're going to do one line curving up like that, and one line curving up like that. So we've got a nice V. I'm just going to even them up a little bit, because apparently Courtney doesn't want to do straight lines today. Like so. When doing this, you want to use a really light hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one line down the centre, one line up, another line up like that. Looks weird, but it's going to come together. I'm going to wet my brush and make a bit more of a paste again. And my black, making sure the brush is nice and thin. Right. And then we're just going to do little oval lines. Do you remember like when we did Spidey? Like that. Coming all the way down. And I'm going to do the same here. Little ovals. Twisting out the brush. Like so. It doesn't have to be perfect by any means. This is a Halloween look. We want to look as crazy as possible. And I'm just going to go, instead of fully in line, I'm just going to do the other ones a little bit offline with them ones, if that makes sense. Just to add a little bit more character to the look. Right, so now we just need to do the nose and our little swirls. So again with the black, I'm still going to stick with the big brush. I'm going to do a V in the centre of the nose, like so. And then we're going to wrap it round on this side. We're going to wrap it round on this side so it meets at the bottom. Coat our brush in the black again and fill it in. So our nose is going to look a little bit more grey than it is black just because it's going over the white face paint. That's fine. Doesn't matter. And I'm just going to keep filling that in. Using the flat side of the brush. Trying to be careful not to go up the lines. And neatening up any edges that we need to. Now we've got our skull nose. We just have to do our little swirls. So I'm going to take the thinner brush, I'm going to wet it, pop it in the black paint and give it a little swirl, making sure it's nice and thin and pointy. And then we're just going to do a nice little swirl on the cheek. Yes, smashed it.